Gordon, if you could please take the roll for attendance, please.
Russell Montgomery.
Here.
Steve Berger.
Here.
Sonny Ross.
Here.
Bob Cox.
Here.
Joe Combs. Here.
Let's get ready to rise. Say the Pledge of Allegiance with us. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from the previous meeting?
Yes.
If so, is there a
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Mr. Cox,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Berger. Gordon, if you take the roll, please.
Russell Montgomery.
Yay.
Steve Berger.
Yay.
Sonny Ross. Yay. Bob Cox.
Yay.
Joe Combs. Yay.
All right, with there being no old business before the board, we will move straight into new business. In case number 009, a zoning request to allow barbed wire on top of a 6-foot-high fence, which is not allowed unless permitted by the Board of Zoning Appeals per 1146.16H. The background of the variance request is H&E Equipment Rental is in the process of constructing a new rental facility at a partially developed site located at 9121 Kilby Road. The parcel is home to an existing building occupied by City Electric Supply. That existing business would remain, and the existing driveway will be a joint access utilized by H&E Equipment. H&E Equipment Rental is proposing a new business building up front near Kilby Road with equipment rental storage along the rear lot. The applicant has proposed barbed wire fencing on the site plan for added security. Barbed wire fences are not permitted per Harrison zoning regulation 1146.16H. The applicant feels the barbed wire is necessary for the security of high-value equipment. Furthermore, the topography differentiates from others in the area where a lot slopes down about 9 feet below the road elevation. They feel the visual presence of the proposed wire will be greatly diminished while providing security. Mr. Bergmark, you'd like to step up to the podium? You've already signed in, correct?
I have, correct.
I need you to raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, you have 5 minutes.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Montgomery, members of the Board of Zoning Appeals. Again, my name is David Bergmark. I'm an AICP certified planner with McAdams, helping out on this case for H&E Equipment to start up this new location. I was here back in November for the Planning Commission meeting to allow for the outdoor storage component that's necessary for H&E Equipment. They have a lot of large and expensive equipment ranging from things like excavators to scissor lifts to you name it. In total, they estimate they probably have about $20 million worth of equipment that would be stored, and it has to be stored outside on this site. So security is a large concern, both to deter would-be criminals as well as just to keep more casual trespassers off the site so that they don't inadvertently hurt themselves climbing on equipment, or God forbid they actually are able to turn something on. So this request is not something we can make before the Planning Commission per your code, but your code essentially acknowledges the need in some situations where it might be higher risk or higher hazard, and allows for your board to review and approve a request for barbed wire fencing. That barbed wire fencing would just be around that outdoor storage area in the rear of the site. As you mentioned, the topography of the site does slope back, so where it starts would be about 9 or 10 feet lower, and then it continues to slope back even further than that, really diminishing that impact. This site is commercial in nature, obviously. It's surrounded, there's no existing homes by it, it's surrounded by other business uses. And to the south and the west, it's manufacturing industrial type uses, and there's even an existing barbed wire fence along our southern boundary that I included some site photos of that for you. So in looking at this, I do think there's some site-specific justification in based on the slope. I think there's justification based on the risk, the criminal element that could, be enticed, as well as just keeping trespassers off the site. And I think it would not be incongruous with the surrounding area due to the uses around it, due to the existing barbed wire fence around it. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have, but just respectfully ask that you consider this request and hopefully approve this request to allow the barbed wire along that storage area.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Bergmark? I personally think this is pretty cut and dry. Everything that he said, it's in an industrial area. It's a deterrent for theft. It's not a danger to the general society. There's no residential there. My opinion is that it would be fine. I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve by Mr. Cox, seconded by Mr. Ross. Gordon, if you take the roll, please.
Russell Montgomery,
Yay.
Steve Berger,
Yay.
Sonny Ross. Yay. Bob Cox.
Yay.
Joe Combs. Yay.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Moving on, we have case number 001, a zoning request to allow a 6-foot high fence within the front yard setback, which is not permitted in an M1 zoning district. Cincinnati Asphalt Company was constructed on existing foundations by the company founder Joey Madden. The location is the once Harrison gravel pit previously owned by American Aggregates. The business was established with the current reclamation of the property. Before the office and maintenance building was constructed, vehicles were parked outside and a pole barn was built for equipment on site. Fencing was established throughout the property to control access. The part of Pilot Road was considered as a private drive at this point in time, as lots were starting to be established. With the construction of the building, business vehicles on site were assumed to be moved to the new business lot. Fencing was proposed, but permits had not been obtained for fencing. Vehicles for businesses are required to be on a concrete or asphalt surface per the city ordinance 1159.09. Outside storage of equipment is also required to be screened within the zoning district per city ordinance 1167.04. After the new building was completed, Pilot Road became a public road, and the northern part was renamed Madden Way. The changing of a private road to a public road created zoning setbacks for buildings and accessory uses like fences. The fence, which was for security reasons on a private drive, became a non-compliant fence with the new dedicated road. In summary, Joe Madden, the owner of the surrounding parcel, sold the asphalt business in the fall of 2023. The entrance has been evolving, but the storage lot has remained. City Ordinance 1147.16F states no fence shall be in a required front yard. Ordinance 1167.04 requires screening of service courts and storage areas. The city is looking to have the setback corrected at the site to establish continuity along the road. The city is asking the owner to move the fence back to the required 50-foot front yard setback line and would like the outside storage to be screened per city ordinance. The city feels compliance is needed for standards of future buildings on the site. We have Jeff Payne here tonight. Jeff, you already signed in, is that correct?
That is correct.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You have 5 minutes.
Yes. My name is Jeff Payne. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm president of Cincinnati Asphalt and Act Recycling on Madden Way. I took over the business in January of 2023. The business was actually sold in September of 2022. And at that point in time, Mr. Madden had worked through you guys to establish the given lot and the plan for that lot. When he put the fence in, per conversation with Mr. Madden, there was a request to move the gates of the fence back 50 feet off the roadway in case there was any vehicles or whatnot that had to pull off the road so they're not blocking the roadway. And obviously that was done. There's several concerns with moving the fence back. Number one, we're leasing this property and there's only so much property for our equipment storage. So, and we also deal with the underground petroleum line that runs through there. So we're limited on where we can do that. Moving the fence back 50 feet would make us reestablish what our lot is, and the room that we have that is we try to grow the business moving forward, and obviously there'll be new equipment as we grow. We keep our lot in our area very clean, well organized. We make sure there aren't weeds growing up through the fence. All those items, the business as well, we try to keep very, very nice. It would cause a issue for us to have to move the fence back, as well as the property owner, by incurring the cost to do that, as well as limiting the amount of yard that we would have to store our equipment as we increase and grow forward.
It's a relatively new fence, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it was all installed in 2022.
It looks very nice.
Thank you.
And that was before the road was established. So
Is-
they were in
so
compliance
let me-
before.
let
When
me
the
ask
fence
real
went up, they
quick.
were in compliance.
That's about it in summary from you?
The only other thing I have to add to that are there are other businesses along Pilot Road and Madden Way, one being Bud Herbert, that's within the 50 feet right away. That obviously, they've been allowed to keep that fence there. But yeah, that's all that I have.
I just, we need to know if anyone here is in opposition tonight. Okay. Okay, if the board has any questions for Mr. Payne.
Motion to approve?
So, we do have a motion on the floor, but I would appreciate some discussion.
Yeah.
I did go out there and visit. I think moving the fence is unnecessary in that spot, but also we have the additional rules that say, you know, that needs to be, that fence needs to be screened or blacked out. We don't want that road to get out of hand. We already have several non-conforming going down there. There are new buildings going up down there. It's hopping, and we need to keep it under control to some extent. There are already things down there that are you know, pre-existing. I understand that, but we don't set precedents, but we also don't want to let it get out of hand. I would recommend some type of at least the black screen on the fence, and would entertain some discussion about maybe even, you know, landscape or some sort of thing to where we kind of say, hey, this is the direction we want to head. Not that it would be undue burden on Cincinnati Asphalt. I think it's pretty easy ask.
When you're referring to the screening, are you just talking about the portion of fence parallel with Madden Way?
Open to discussion. It's not my decision. We can discuss. I would say probably just the section that faces the road would be more than adequate. I did have a chance to go out there and have a look. I think the section of fence that faces the road, obviously if the idea is to keep it to look nice, anybody who's gonna see it is either on the road or doing business with you, in which case they're gonna see it anyway, so it doesn't matter. If anybody has any thoughts on that.
I got a question, Gordon. So when the new fence went in, was that done prior to it becoming a public way? Is that correct?
I want to say it was right around the same time.
Right around the same time. So they were in compliance before.
They were what?
They were in compliance before the road changed to a public road.
Oh, yeah, because it was a private drive. From the entrance of the storage back was a private drive.
Yeah, okay.
My opinion, it's still a generous setback to the fence. That road's pretty wide, and
Yeah, there's still 20 feet between the road and that fence. I don't know exactly what it is. That's a ballpark guess.
Sounds like what we gotta come to a conclusion on is, do we want that to have it completely around the fence, to have all of that,
I don't see any issue myself with where the fence is right now. It's existing non-conforming, no fault of Cincinnati Asphalt or Mr. Payne's in any capacity, but we also, you know, it's not Hyde Park, but it's not Rumpke either. We need to make sure that we're following the rules. Even if it is existing non-conforming, I don't think it's a big ask to ask for, in my opinion, at least the screening. You know, as a trade-off of don't move your fence, but screen it in, I don't think that's a terrible ask.
Mr. Chairman, is your recommendation screening all the way around? Is that
No,
what your thought
I would
is?
just say the driveway, like I said, the roadside. Anything that faces the road, to be screened or slatted.
Okay.
With existing code, just to bring it up to existing code. It's a simple fix, in my opinion. Not a whole lot of money. It'd be a hell of a lot cheaper than moving your fence.
Yes, sir.
I'd be interested in making a motion to approve with the guideline that it needs to have screening across that front side of the fencing.
We have a motion on the floor.
I'll second
Well,
the motion.
actually, I'm sorry.
Now, that's
Mr.
all right.
Cox,
I'll
you have-
withdraw mine.
You have to withdraw your motion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I withdraw.
All right. So original motion has been withdrawn. New motion submitted by Mr. Ross with a condition that the fence facing the Madden Road be screened in or slatted in according to current guidelines. Okay. Have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cox. Gordon, if you could take the roll, please.
Russell Montgomery,
Yay.
Steve Berger,
Yay.
Sonny Ross,
Yay.
Bob Cox,
Yay.
Joe Combs. Yay.
All right, so you can talk to Gordon about the timing on getting the black end screen or whatever slats you propose, and then go from there.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jeff.
Have a good night.
Good evening.
With there being no further business before the board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Ross,
Seconded.
seconded by Mr. Berger. Gordon?
Russell Montgomery,
Yay.
Steve Berger,
Yay.
Sonny Ross,
Yay.
Bob Cox,
Yay.
Joe Combs. Yay.
Post-meeting, I would remind everybody that we have a tabled item for next month. Make sure you're up to speed on your homework on that one. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to Gordon or myself about that.
Has there been any progress on that?
I have not heard any.
Zero.